Welcome everybody to the Shanghai International Circuit for our team principals press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One Chinese Grand Prix. We have Ollie Oakes, Zach Brown and Christian Horner joining us. And gentlemen, can we start by paying tribute to former F1 team owner Eddie Jordan, who passed away yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just an inspiration, isn't he, as a character, and listening to Flav this morning on a few stories. Obviously, he's had a few run-ins with him. And even on my side, my high-tech started out of a unit at Silverstone that's on his little park there next to the old Jordan factory. So, yeah, I think it's an incredible guy and obviously leaves a big legacy behind.
Brilliant. Thank you to all three of you for that. Ollie, let's stay with you now. A sample of one race, but has the performance of the car met expectations so far?
Yes, I think it has. I think, we had a pretty good Saturday there with Pierre into Q3. I think Jack did a good job as well. He was a bit unlucky also not to scrape through or be close to Pierre there with a yellow. But I think Sunday, those conditions, we're a bit frustrated to sort of walk away empty-handed. But I think, we're feeling pretty confident for the season.
And let's talk about the drivers. Pierre, first of all, his third season with the team. He's now the senior driver. Have you sensed a change in his approach this season?
No, it's a little bit more harmonious between the two of them. But I think he's just been a good figurehead in the team. And I think it's, having him there with Jack, it definitely gives us a good lineup. Yeah.
And let's talk about Jack. You said last week in Melbourne that he's had a lot of pressure put on him, and part of that has come from the team. Can you explain what you meant by that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's a balance, isn't there? There's the aspect of we want to have a good lineup. We also want to have some good drivers in the pipeline. And I think by doing that, we obviously naturally created a little bit of noise around him. But I think, credit to him that he's got down to business as soon as the season started. And I think the job he did in Australia was brilliant. I think, obviously, we saw a couple of people getting caught out on Sunday with the conditions, but, that's to be expected when you're a rookie, and he just needs to dust himself off and go again, which, this morning he did a good job straight away. A little bit of a frustration there of a failure at the end, but he was doing a good start to the weekend again.
Brilliant. Ollie, thank you very much. Thanks to all three. Let's open this up now. Johnny, start with you.
John, over the race to all three of you. The idea of the V10 coming back to F1 to move from something that could be considered in the future to part is now actively pushing for it. There's talk about scrapping the 26 regulations, potentially rolling these engines on for 2 years and moving in 28. Where do you stand in this debate? What do you think should happen now as we move forward into 26 and the new rule cycle?
I think they've both summarised it pretty well there. I think it's quite a romantic idea, but obviously the train has left the station now for 2026. But I think it is something probably beyond that will be looked at, because it does sound quite good for Formula One to go back that way a little bit. But as Zach said, we are quite far along as we are already. Yeah.
Luke Smith from The Athletic. For all three of you, it was announced last week that the Concorde commercial agreement has been signed for the next cycle, which is obviously very good news for you guys, but the governance side is still in the works. Could you talk a little bit about that? Is it frustrating at all that we've not got that side over the line, as because normally they're done in coterminously, I believe is the definition for that?
Ollie, start with you this time.
I'm the new guy. It's the first one I've done. I mean, look, from my side, I think obviously it was pretty straightforward. I think it was impressive to see all the teams get together, get behind Liberty, everything they're doing. I think the sort of governance side will obviously fall into place shortly. But yeah, first one I've done, it was probably a walk in the park compared to what they've been through before.
Thank you, Zach. Right, Adam, please.
Adam Cooper, F1 for all three of you. The Cadillac entry was finally confirmed a couple of weeks ago. Now the dust has settled, what are your thoughts on competing with an 11th team on and off the track? Are you happy with the anti-dilution deal, and what can GM bring to Formula One?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a great brand to come in. I think it's another good storyline for 2026 along with the reg change. And I guess, as both said, we've got a few financial directors who are probably quite happy now looking at their bank balances, so it's all good.
Adam Cooper F1 for all three of you again. The trailer for the F1 movie was released, I think a week ago today. From the footage you've seen, what do you think of it? What are your expectations for the film, and what do you think it can do for Formula One and for your sponsors?
Yeah, I think it's been exciting for F1. I think a whole new audience will potentially get hooked on the sport, and I think you only had to see at the launch in London. As soon as they put a snippet on the screen, everybody was sort of excited looking when it was coming out. So yeah, looking forward to it.